Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is the Mindset Mentor podcast with Anusong. I am your host. Thank you once again for being here. I appreciate you a great deal. Thank you for coming back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, saying thank you to you can never be overemphasized. Thank you so much. Okay, so today we are going to look at this topic I like to call growing yourself to meet up your desires and understanding that hope is not a strategy. Okay, so I decided to speak on this topic because I've seen a lot of young people who have this very, giant mental picture of where they want to be and what they want to see happen in their lives. Now, you see the young women of today, young women in the mainstream society will tell you, I am not going to settle in with a man who does not have a Porsche car or three Porsche cars, a man who does not live in maybe Banana Island in Lagos, or a man who is not living in Maitama or La Socorro or all of those, choice areas in town. The man must have a car. I saw a post on Google the other day where a woman was saying, I would never get married. I will never settle with a man whom I am richer than. Okay, so, I've seen a lot of young women who will tell you, now, if my man is not popular, he has to be tall, he has to be handsome, he has to be dark or fair, and all of this. These are the mental pictures we have of what we want to see happen in our lives. You see the young boys who will tell you, I want to drive on a Ferrari, I want to live in this place, I want to be able to have vacations here and there and all of that. And it's the same thing the young women today in the mainstream society just desire. It's a beautiful thing to have this, great mental picture of where you want to be. But now, having this kind of mental picture or having this kind of desire is one thing, but working to achieve it is another thing. Now, when you hear people tell you hope is not a strategy, they are talking because of the level of inactivity where we speak, where, what is cheap and, demand, supply exceed demand and all of that. But then again, now, as a young man or woman who is sitting down and creating all of this mental picture of what they want to see in their lives and, having all of these great desires of the man you want, the man must be flying on first class and all of that, it's a good thing to have this because if you have this picture, this mental picture, and you have this desire and it's what you want and you're working towards it, it's, oh my God, kudos to you. It's a good thing. But when you're just having all of these desires, now I'm going to ask you a question. You who sits back and you have all of these great desires, of the kind of man you want to be with, that man must be flying first class. The man must have all the posh cars, just like maybe I should call Regina Daniels and all of that. The man must have a fat bank account and all of that. And you who is also saying the kind of woman I want to be with must be this, and that. How much have you grown yourself? How much have you put into yourself? Yes, how much have you invested in yourself? You heard me right. Because it's important to know that the man who is growing himself to a point where he looks as handsome as he looks so clean, to be an object of admiration from you, okay? That man also has his own desires. Look, he's looking at a woman who falls in that same category, a woman who has been able to grow herself, a woman who has been able to, do all of those things, a woman who understands what is the right thing. Your thought process has to be right because to achieve certain height in life, the one thing we do not know is that you don't just get up and achieve certain things because it's not about achieving a certain height in life, it's sustainability. Are you able to sustain it? If you do not grow yourself mentally and otherwise, you may achieve it, but you may never be able to sustain it. Look at all of these women and boys who are busy looking for easy way to get money and, being all fraudulent and doing all of these things. You find out that each time they acquire this wealth, in the next 1 or 2 months, it's gone because they do not have the knowledge on how to manage such wealth. The wealth just came from nowhere. Now, it's not just about you becoming something, it's about being able to sustain that which you have become. So, no sustainability. As long as you're not able to sustain it, you go back to where you are coming from. Now, I am talking most especially to young women out there who are in the mainstream society, who are following friends, who are being deceived by the day. Do not settle down with a young man. Just, okay, if you want to settle down, it has to be a tall, fair, or a tall, dark, or a tall this, with 10 pack, with Ferrari, with this, with that, a man who can fly with me, take me abroad for shopping and all of that. You need to stop living in that kind of falsehood, because for you to achieve that in life, you must grow yourself. Grow yourself. Have you been able to invest in yourself? Have you been able to grow yourself? A lot of you sit down, all I hear these days is, I want a man who will take care of me, a man who will take care of me. Now, who takes care of the man? Now, with that kind of mindset, you find out that you find men who come into your life, they leave because they want something. Now, that is the same reason why I stress. I talk a lot on personal development as it has to do with a woman. If you want to find the kind of man that you desire, that, that your mental picture, that picture you're having, you want to find that kind of man, you must be prepared to develop yourself to meet that kind of quality of man, because it's not just about meeting that man or meeting that woman. It's sustaining, it's keeping the relationship, okay? It's not about, finding a husband. It's keeping the marriage. It's not about finding a friend. It's keeping that friendship that matters. So how much have you invested in yourself? How much have you been able to grow yourself? How do you think? Do you still think the way you used to think 30 years ago? Or right now you're thinking in a very different way? That has to do with how much you invest in yourself and how much you have been able to grow yourself. Now, it's important that we stop, we work on our goals and ensure that we are not having unrealistic goals. You cannot be that woman that gets up in the morning. I see a lot of Nigerian women, they watch Telemundo and they watch Z World. They spend the entire time watching Telemundo and spend the entire time watching Z World. As much as, of course, that for me doesn't bring any value to my own table, I'm not judging you, it's up to you. But then again, I believe that people should learn from something that is taking their time. You see, when you watch Z World, one thing you see is that the moment they get up in the morning, they take their bath, the ladies will take their bath and they will be well dressed, and the house will be well. At least that is one thing that I think our Nigerian women should be able to learn. But some of these women finish washing, they go back to what they used to do. You want a man that has this, a man that has that. These men that have this and that, they have been able to put so much hard work in their lives, okay? And you sit down there, you keep rejecting proposals, rejecting because you want this man. You're living, I don't know, I call it unrealistic expectation, okay? Because then these people want people of their class, people who have been able to invest so much. It's not a bad thing for you to want to come out of that place where you are. It's not a bad thing for you to want to break out, okay? To live out of the parameters that life has set for you. It's not a bad thing. But what I am saying is that you need to grow yourself to a point where you are able to meet that or get that, which there's something they say, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. When you prepare yourself, you're open to grab all the opportunities that will be coming from left, right, and center. So how much have you prepared yourself? So before you begin to hope on these things, you need to understand that you must prepare yourself. All you have as a woman, or all you have as a man who is hoping to achieve some of these very gigantic, goals in life and all of this beautiful mental picture, you want to see it manifest in the physical, right? If all that you have is hope, it's important to know that you are having an unrealistic expectation, because hope is not a strategy. I do know that a lot of people people have had arguments on this phrase of hope is not a strategy. But when people tell you hope is not a strategy, they are basically just telling you about the effect of inaction, the effect of not taking action. Okay, that is it. They are basically talking about the effect of inaction, just talking and hoping that something is going to work out differently for you, but you're not putting any work to achieve that which you are supposed to achieve. And that is why they keep saying hope is not a strategy. If all you have as it concerns your dream is hope you're not getting up and doing what it takes to get you to where you are, then it's important for you to know that if nothing is going to change, you will stay the same, and you need to look at yourself realistically and begin to accept what is obtainable. Now, what I would like to say right now, I would just like to encourage somebody to do something. It doesn't matter how small you start, you want to do something to change yourself and change your, maybe, your everything about you. It starts by growing yourself. It starts by, investing in yourself, and it starts by taking action. And it is what it is. You must do what you need to do to get to where you want to see yourself. I don't know if this video was helpful, but I hope so. Should you like my video, kindly go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Do not forget to turn on the notification bell, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate you a great deal. Thank you so much.